Good morning. Great to see you back again here. Uh, Reviewing the muscular system today. Page 146 and 147 is really going to help you out here. Um, but I want to review the muscular system. And again, I know you're thinking, well, we went to the skeletal system yesterday, but you really can't talk about the muscular system without talking about the skeletal system. So if you see words like the skeletal system in here, it's because they work so closely together, right? It's like talking about peanut butter and jelly. They really go together so well, you almost got to have them in the same sentence. But they are definitely separate as well. Right? A muscular system is an organ which consists of the skeletal, smooth, and cardiac muscles. We're going to talk about that. It really helps with movement of the body. It helps maintain posture. It circulates the blood through the body. If you remember, these three things were things we talked about with the skeletal system. Movement of the body is the bones working with the muscles. That's how you move. Literally, the muscles pull the bone up through the tendons, which you can feel like right in here in your elbow and right in the back of your knee, right? And your muscular system with your skeletal system helps maintain posture, right? You can't have it without one. If all your muscles in your body were gone, the skeletal system would be useless. If all your bones were gone, the muscular system would be useless. They have to work together. And really, now I should say here, this verb you got to be careful about because the bones help make different things like red and white blood cells, but the muscles is what really helps with circulating the blood. Your heart is a big muscle. Boom, 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 boom. That helps push the blood along through every last cell of your body. It's amazing how God made us. Muscular system is controlled by your brain. Your brain sends messages down your spinal cord all through the nervous system, which is attached to your muscles, which help tell you to move. If you want to raise your hand, your brain tells your hand to move up, right? And you've been working on those movements ever since you were a little baby. That's why young little babies are kind of rigidy and they're still training their body how to do that and working on that literally. If you're wondering what like your nervous system is, that's what helps us feel different things. If you feel something that's soft, that's your nervous system telling you that. If you get a pinprick and a pain, that's your nervous system reacting to that. But at any rate, and again, your skeletal system works with your muscular system to help you move. Now, if you want to talk about some muscles and you really want to work at them, you can't just be doing nothing at home. You got to really work at your muscles, and you have muscles all throughout your body. Now, it's going to be hard to have a really ripped face but there are muscles you can literally work on in your face to help get them stronger and things. Most of the muscles we're used to are kind of like our upper body or our legs or our arms. Those are the muscles that you can really keep working on to get bigger and stronger. But again, as this picture shows, there are muscles all throughout your body. And to dance, to move, to jump, you need your muscular system all working together. It is amazing how your muscular system works together all throughout your body. You would think if you jump, it's just your legs muscles working. It's not. It's almost all the muscles in your back and your stomach and your arms working together with your legs to help you jump. That's why if you ever have a pulled muscle or something like that, it really restricts your movement. Not if you have a pulled, leg muscle in here. It doesn't mean you can't move your arms, but you get a lot of pain throughout your body because your muscular system is so intertwined and works together so well for all your movements. Now, I have skeletal system versus muscular system. Honestly, they're not against each other. That was probably poor usage by me. But I just want to tell you, we talk about how the skeletal system and muscular system work together so well, and they do, and they have to, but they also are separate. So I also want to make sure we understand that there's differences, right? There are 206 bones in an adult body, and over 600 muscles towards your body. I'm going to show you a picture of a face. It's amazing how many muscles are just in our face alone, more than you'd ever know. Without bones, our body would fall down. Without muscles, we couldn't move, right? You take out your skeletal system, you just be a blob of muscles and skin and organs on the ground. Without muscles, we could stand up straight, but we couldn't move, right? That's how they got to work together. And here's a great example. Here's an elbow joint, right? Here we have the humerus, the upper arm bone. We have the radius and ulna here, and this is the tendon. Again, you really want, you can feel kind of right in here. This is a tendon. That's what controls your bicep to your radius and ulna here. More specifically, your ulna. And when you contract your muscle, it literally is like a rope, and it pulls your arm up. That's how you move, and you got tendons all over your body. How your bones are attached to your muscles. They're especially in your fingers. You can kind of see some in your upper arm sometimes, but your tendons. That's why you can kind of stretch out here. Before you do exercises, you try to stretch out a little bit because it helps make it more limber and more loose, so to speak, so you can run and jump and do a lot of different things on command when you have physical activity. Now, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Your voluntary muscles are muscles that you control. You can control when you smile. You can control when you frown and scowl. You can control when you go out for a run, or you can control when you sit down and relax. Those are voluntary muscles, meaning you need to tell your body to do that. Not that you have to sit here and say, okay, that was funny, smile. Not exactly like that, but you know when there's times where maybe if you're not feeling it and you got a family picture and your auntie's saying, smile, smile, and you. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm not saying that's okay, but you need to make your body smile or get up and run. It doesn't just automatically happen. Involuntary muscles are muscles that you don't control, but they're happening all the time. Your diaphragm is a muscle that helps you breathe. You don't control that, meaning you don't have to tell your body all the time, breathe, breathe. That would be literally all we're doing throughout our life, including different things like eating, our esophagus. That just automatically happens. God made those muscles to automatically do their work. Your esophagus is a big tube of muscles called a sphincter that pushes down the food into our stomach. Your heart also, boom, 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 is an involuntary muscle. And you don't have to tell your heart to beat every second, right? Or your esophagus to push down food every time you take a bite. It just happens. That's why they're called involuntary. They just happen automatically all the time. That's how God designed us. Now we have 3 different types of muscles. Whenever you hear of cardiac muscle, that's dealing with the heart or the circulatory system, which we'll review tomorrow. Yep, just like the skeletal system and the muscular system work together, the muscular system and the circulatory system also work together. Our skeletal muscles, those are the muscles that are attached to our skeleton. And the smooth muscles are muscles that are kind of like on our stomach line that just mash up our food when we eat a big, delicious, juicy burger, right? We chew it to get it smaller. Our esophagus pushes down to our stomach, and our stomach is literally mashing it up so it's like a soupy paste so it can get into our bloodstream to feed our cells. Here's another picture, kind of a thing. I'm sorry, that is a picture of a real heart, but that's what it all looks like. Again, let's go here. The cardiac muscles, right? The stuff dealing with the heart. The skeletal muscles are muscles attached to a skeleton, and the smooth muscles like in our stomach. But here's that picture I was telling you about the face. Now, a lot of these muscles you might not have ever heard of. We kind of have more famous muscles like our, biceps, triceps, pectorals, abs, quadriceps, things like that you maybe heard more of because that's what people really try to work out for the most part. But there's muscles all over our body and muscles all over our face. Now here's an anterior view of all the different muscles, right? But really, anterior just means front view and posterior just means back view. All these different muscles, probably some you never heard of, probably a lot that you have no idea how to spell. I don't either. But the reason I show you this is because we have an anterior and a posterior view. You don't have to say anterior and posterior. meaning front and back view, and you need to label at least 7 muscles correctly on the muscular system. Please use pages 146 and 147. Yes, I'm asking you to spell it correctly because you can copy it right from the book, but this is just to help get you to know some of the major muscles in our body. Now remember, we have over 600. I'm only asking you to do 7 because I want you to pick 7 of the major muscles that are on page 146 and 147. Hey guys, this is your assignment. I do want to wish you guys Lord's blessings as you praise your Savior.